Excitement. I mean, there's no words to describe it really. Just proud of this race team. I'm proud for all the people involved with Jason Johnson Racing that give me the opportunity to do what I love to do, and just a loving, supporting family. You know, with BC, it brings life, and closure to everything, and like keeping things really tight. And I'm very fortunate to be loved by loved ones and by a lot of supporters. And BC was a great ambassador, and I got to drive a midget for him at the Chili Bowl. And one of the things I remember him telling me is, you got to enjoy life. And with that, the final saying, we parked it.
Walk me through those 10 laps there with Donny at the end. Is that maybe the most you feel like the hardest you ever driven a sprint car before? Walk me through those laps there with Donny at the end.
Yeah, those last 10 laps were definitely intense for sure. I just kept trying to make the best lines I possibly could. I knew, I needed to be careful not to spin the tires and try to keep the tires under me. And, Donny kept coming after me. He kept throwing sliders on me, and he made me think. He made me move around, and he challenged me. And, that was probably the most intense, but probably the most fun 10 laps of my career.
Victory lane tonight, definitely a special moment, almost kind of a mob, if you will. What will you remember from that moment? It's obviously all just still sinking in right now, but friends, family, sponsors, crew guys, what was that moment like for Jason Johnson?
Breathtaking. I mean, just make that right-hand turn to the Knoxville Nationals and go to victory lane and see everybody cheering and get out of that car and confetti flying and the crowd just roaring. I mean, that's something that I'll remember the rest of my life.
The best shot I had at the end was I run into 3 on the last lap, and I was able to stick down there really good and got right to him. If he'd have made a mistake on the top, it might have been a different story, but that's over. He won the Nationals. He did a great job. He did everything he needed to do, and we did too. We weren't like we were terrible. We weren't bad. We had a really good race car. Just maybe it'd have been in a different spot if we'd have been in second or third or something on that stoppage. It might have been a different story and watch that racetrack change. But we'll learn from our mistakes, and we'll try to keep it from happening again.
You talk about learning from your mistakes. Walk me through your halfway stop tonight. Any changes you guys made that maybe you should have gone a different way with?
Oh yeah, you can always do hindsight now. Yeah, we'd have probably tightened up a little bit and done some things, but 50 laps is a lot on the way these cars, and I think the shocks and everything, they take such a beating that I think some of that stuff starts to fade a little bit. So 3 minutes isn't a lot of time. It's barely enough time to put tires and fuel on. I did have a right rear that was a little bit low when I come in, so that was almost a blessing to be able to change that. But the guys did a great job. They were prepared for it. We didn't make any adjustments on anything. We just went, and I had a really decent car after that.